Meta has released a new social media platform called Threads that will look to compete with Twitter in the text-based social media space. You log in using your Instagram account and can post threads with up to 500 characters, and you can also include photos, links, and videos up to 5 minutes in length. When you log in, you will use your Instagram login and keep your same Instagram username. It will give you the option to load in your Instagram bio, and then you can also automatically follow everyone that you already follow on Instagram. Once you get into the app and look at your feed, then you can see that it looks pretty similar to Twitter. People post threads, which can then be responded to. They can also be retweeted or quote tweeted, or I guess rethreaded or quote threaded is what you would call it. And after playing around for a few minutes, then it's pretty easy to figure out how to use the app. The one thing that I could not figure out how to do is add multiple accounts on the same device. In the press release, it shows screenshots with that option being available, so it's possible that that feature just has not been released yet. A few other things that people have pointed out as they've used the app. One is that you cannot separate your feed into For You and Following like you can on Twitter. So it's basically just a cesspool of tons of different tweets from people, and it's people you're following mixed in with a bunch of suggested threads. And so that needs to be tidied up a little bit. But I assume they would add that feature eventually. I've also already seen people calling for a polling option like they have on Twitter. And you also can't search threads like you can search tweets on Twitter. And for someone like me that uses Twitter regularly for news and staying updated on athletes, for example, then that's very useful on Twitter. And so I'd love to see something like that be implemented on Threads. So that's basically what we have right now. And from what you can see, it's pretty much just a copy of Twitter with a few little things different here and there. But the one interesting thing that I see that Twitter does not have at this point is that Threads can connect to interoperable networks such as ActivityPub. Basically what this means is that there will be a network that connects social media apps like Threads, Mastodon, and others, and then allows you to see posts from other social media networks all in the same place. So for example, let's say you're scrolling on the Threads app, then in your feed you could see a post from Tumblr or Mastodon. And this I think is super interesting. Right now we've got a bunch of different social media apps, and you kind of have to keep track of what's going on all of them. I think this feature would probably have bigger appeal to me if they got some bigger social media platforms on it. Like, what if they got TikTok on there? Is that even possible? Would TikTok even want to be connected to this network that puts their posts in the same feed as content from other social media networks? And also, are people in general, the general public, are they gonna like having all of these apps connected in the same feed? I think right now, people have a pretty good idea of what they can expect when they go to a certain platform. For example, TikTok is video-based, Twitter is text-based, Instagram is kind of a combination of both of those things. And there's also a certain vibe and a certain audience that uses these particular social media apps. And so it would be weird, and it would take some getting used to if it was all just combined into one. And I think people would probably be upset initially, but eventually I think they would adapt and come around. This also got me thinking about what's going to happen with Twitter as a result of Meta announcing Threads. How is Twitter going to fight back? Are they going to look to partner with each other and be connected in the same interoperable network so that you could see a feed where it's got tweets and threads in the same feed. Elon Musk has talked about his plans for X, the Everything app, and how does this announcement and release of this app affect his plans for that? I'm very curious to see what happens over the next couple weeks and months with the rivalry between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.